finally, when I was talking to Christopher Richardson, the former consular officer, he mentioned WikiLeaks, and I'm like, oh, WikiLeaks was a thing where, they published a lot of cables from the Department of State, and now just straight up, these are not classified, non-classified cables that I'm sorting, so I didn't do anything wrong or anything like that. But I know the WikiLeaks stuff was mostly about the controversial kind of internal Department of State talk about foreign countries and leaders and info they got. But now, like, wait a minute, like, that'd be interesting. There must be non-immigrant visa kind of consular processing kind of stuff that we deal with in there. So I started reading into it. It wasn't much, unfortunately, but there was some that came up when I was going through it. I just thought it'd be interesting to read and end with. For example, the U.S. Embassy in Istanbul had notes about the kind of people that were coming in there requesting B visa cases and stuff that came up that they had little stories on. So I'll read them. So they had one in Istanbul. It said it came for a tourist visa. It said also last month, a Turkish female claiming to be a film producer applied. She stated that she was going to meet the vice president of Paramount Pictures in Hollywood. When questioned how, without speaking English, she could carry a conversation with the American studio executive, the applicant replied that Paramount was providing an interpreter. She then was asked how she planned to take care of her 2 young children who she planned to take with her to the United States. Without missing a beat, the applicant rejoined that the interpreter would pull double duty as babysitter as well. Not surprisingly, when contacted by phone, Paramount's vice president denied any knowledge of an appointment with the applicant. A check of her documents revealed the applicant to be a part of a fraud ring passing purloined paperwork. I'm not sure what purloined means, but it is what it is. But the embassy went out of the way to contact the vice president at Paramount to double check this. So one is the story that this woman was pulling was the fraud was amazing. And secondly, the consular officer took the time to call and find the information and phone number to connect with the vice president at Paramount. And was able to connect through their sector with them too. They believe that this was a consular official. So that kind of crazy stuff happened. Another was this: a woman from the hinterlands recently applied. I'm not sure what hinterlands is, but recently applied to visit her son to studying in the United States. The son's application indicated that he had departed Turkey only the week before. And in marked contrast to his provincial's other ragged appearance, his visa photo showed him stylishly garbed in a dark maroon jacket and coordinated silk tie. So the mom said she was going there and looked like a hot mess, and the son looked very sophisticated, so it didn't make sense. The mystery deepened when an informant, and so there's our informants, when an informant subsequently accused the young man of having used fake documents to obtain his visa. Months later, a group of men claiming to be business owners as well as another would-be student on the same day were found to have submitted applications written in the same hand. Despite appearing for their interviews in street clothes, each of these gentlemen, like the student with the fake documents, presented photos depicting them nattily attired. I'm not sure why his officer's using this kind of adjectives for writing, but it is what it is. A fraud investigation produced a total of 11 applicants with matching business information, phone numbers, and handwriting on their applications. 7 of these shared an even closer connection: the same body. A magnifying glass inspection of the visa photos revealed that their heads had been photoshopped onto the identical jacket and tie-clad torso. The apparel's color had been altered one to the next, perhaps to suit each applicant's fancy. So it's putting their heads on another person, changing the clothes so they have this sophisticated clothing and body, but they would come to the interview dressed up like garbage. So that really set it off. So that's interesting that they thought about that. Now there was another one from Frankfurt, and one thing I learned from former consular officer Chris Richardson is that these embassies frequently do these reviews to see what kind of visa is getting approved, what not, what are the things that are common. For example, if they overstay in that, they kind of whatever kind of reviews, but they do them. And here in Frankfurt, they conducted a validation study. It's called a validation study of in 2007 of Iranian B1, B2 travelers, so Iranians who requested tourist visas in 2007 in Frankfurt. Instead of the 288 applicants who traveled to the United States, 19 or 6.6 of them claimed asylum, adjusted status, or overstayed. For the vast majority who returned from the U.S. without incident, standard indicators such as age, family ties, and marital status were largely accurate predictors of good travel. 2 categories of higher overstay risk emerged: travelers over the age of 60 with immediate family in the United States, those are adjusting price status as immediate relatives, and travelers under the age of 35 with promising professional career potentials. They probably claimed asylum or something like that. So those are the things they'll look at as a Frankfurt, the mindset. They do these kind of studies to figure out who has problems or not.